Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mangus, and today I bring you a highly unusual, very strange, and certainly most unorthodox matchup. One that I've never played before. It is Nell versus Sensei in high funds from the live queue. Yes, they are allowing Nell in tier 1 high funds now. I don't believe this is something that they've done for a while. I think this is a recent update. I may be wrong. But I saw it and I was like, oh, that's cool. I love high funds live. It's incredibly fun. But of course, that means we run into COs like Sensei. And yeah, this ended up being an absolutely wild match. Pretty strong opponent that I met too. His name is Shu, level 3. I hope he levels up to 4 soon. He is a 1300 MMR player, so pretty strong opponent. And of course, I'm going up against Sensei. And Sensei is a pretty busted CO. He's usually allowed in tier 1 high funds in Global League as well as on the live queue. And I don't think there's any question that Sensei is a stronger CO than Nell. But the matchup actually isn't as unfair as you might think, because you have to keep in mind this is live. Sensei in live, okay? You're gonna have to move like 60 units on a 2-minute increment. That's actually a lot harder than you may think. Like, it's very hard to get value out of Sensei. It's actually just kind of better to just combine your units together most of the time to reduce your unit count and get money. But this too requires a lot of speed, so, you know, it's kind of ironic. You're playing as the old senile man, and he's like the CO that requires the most speed, maybe next to Eagle, because you're gonna have to take 2 turns. I think Sensei requires far more speed than Eagle, honestly, in live, because there's just so many units to move, and you don't really have time to think out your moves. So, and also, I don't really think you should look down on Nell in high funds, because in high funds you're gonna have a lot of mega tanks, neo tanks, and medium tanks driving around, and there's also gonna be a lot of infantry. So there's a lot of opportunity to get a lot of value out of your powers. Nell can pop that Lady Luck, and her infantry can go mega tank hunting, which is actually pretty important to do in high funds. So. We are playing on this little map right here that's called Mists of Avalorn. It is actually one of my favorite high funds maps of all time. I dig this map. I think it's incredibly fun. It's kind of like a mixed base map where you have like 2 bases in the middle, and then you also have like bases on the outskirts here. And you have this like wild little ocean right here, which you can use a black boat to get either of the airports. You can get like, for example, I can get a black boat on this harbor right here, and it goes all the way over here, or I'll have to drive it all the way around here. And it's very easy for the other player to kind of block the black boat's path, and you're gonna have to kind of escort it, which I think is very fun. But if you do manage to do it, you're rewarded with an airport, which is really good. I obviously don't want to let Sensei get an airport, because his battlecopters are terrifying. But I'll be going up against just a million infantry and mechs. It's gonna be a pretty rough matchup. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I say we just get into it. So I'm in the red here. My opponent Shu is in the yellow, playing as Sensei. And both of us are just gonna go for our neutral bases immediately. You see how close these bases are to each other? You can almost lock it down with a rocket. Not completely, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you were Grit, you could lock down your opponent's base with a rocket, but I'm pretty sure Grit is banned on this map. I don't think he's an allowed pick. And there's just a lot of stuff going on here. Like, you'll see clashes on this kind of like shoal area for the first majority of the game. Recons are actually pretty strong here. You'll see me build a few, because they can actually move pretty quickly over the shoal. And there's definitely going to be a lot of base trading going on here. There's 1 comm tower per player in the corners here, so not really contested. But I do like comm tower against Sensei. Makes it easier to break through his infantry walls. It's kind of, I think it's actually, if you don't have comm towers, that actually benefits Sensei, because it just takes forever to kill his troops. So here, you can see I'm opening up my first recon. So I'm going to use that to kind of threaten his infantry here. And You've all seen Nell recons in the past. You know how competent they really are, right? A Nell recon can easily, like, deal 6 HP of damage to a Neo tank. And my opponent, Shu, he goes 2 artillery tank immediately. You really have to build a lot of vehicles as Sensei in high funds. In fact, you can build more vehicles as Sensei, because you don't really need to build that many infantry. Your infantry count will kind of just go up on its own, so you can focus entirely on the vehicles. But here, I'm already sending a black boat out. I'm going to try to capture these 2 islands. If that fails, I'm going to run my black boat all the way around here and try to get the airport. So, and I'm moving in with the recon here immediately. Now, people complained that I didn't have the giant Grimbelly last time to block the thing whenever I refresh. So, I'm happy to announce I have the giant Sensei backpack this time around. So, I hope you guys enjoy that. But yeah, I do a little bit of an interrupt here. My opponent comes out with the artillery. He's gonna try to immediately place a lot of pressure on this base right here. He's also placing his artillery here to guard these 2 properties. I'm not gonna be able to get the island. So I'm gonna have to do something different. But I'm able to kill his infantry here. You really just have to be aggressive and try to kill as many Sensei infantry as you can. You can't just let them build up. I know some people, when they fight Sensei, they're like, oh, well, there's no point in attacking his infantry because he's just gonna get more of them, but it's not true. You gotta try and take the fight to the old man. Here I'm building a lot of tanks because he's building a lot of artillery. So I'm fine with this. But of course, Shu is coming in with the artillery. And you can see immediately he plans to apply a lot of pressure to my lone base. But man, Sensei firepower, man. Those infantry, they hurt so badly. He built a medium tank, and this is actually one of the cases where Nell is pretty strong, because once I get my luck powers, which is gonna happen pretty soon, I can apply a lot of pressure to that medium tank. Like, this is one of the reasons why I think Nell is actually pretty good in high funds, because she's good against people who tech up. She's good against mega tanks on bases in a base trade scenario, because she can kill it with regular tanks. But here, I take a shot at Shu's artillery right here. Just trying to do whatever I can. I build a Neo tank. I really want to try and hold on to this base for as long as possible. There's going to be a base trade. Like, I'm going to try and get this base. Shu is going to try and get this base. The trick is to try and take your opponent's base while delaying your own base for as long as possible. And I definitely say I have an advantage here, because I can plonk a mega tank on top of this base. And it's a lot harder for Shu to kill that mega tank than for me to kill his mega tank. Because I can do it with infantry if I'm lucky. He has to build artillery and rockets to kill it. And keep in mind, he's Sensei, so he gets less firepower in his artillery. I mean, to show you guys just how shitty a Sensei artillery is on a mega tank on a base. Look at that, 9 to 15%. Even with one comm tower. It's barely 1 HP of damage per artillery shot, so that's gonna take forever. So he kills my recon. Probably should have saved that one a little bit better. Also interrupts over here. And I've fixed it so that whenever the power display is ready, they don't have like their angry expressions anymore when they lose, so it doesn't spoil the end result of the match. You'll see once Sensei had his neutral expression there, and when you see Nell, she has her neutral expression as well. But Shu already pops his copter command on day 7, so that's just high funds for you, and boom! Suddenly, there's infantry everywhere. And yeah, already things are getting really tricky. But I was able to slip my black boat past his defenses, which is very good. Now I just got to get it over here, and I'll be able to get the airport. But yeah, facing an absolute ton of units already. 34 unit count to 22. So, but my black boat is still unhindered. I fully expected him to like move a bunch of units over here to try and block it. And here, I realized that I just kind of have to get aggressive. I have to place myself in range of the artillery and damage some of his infantry. Otherwise, I'm just going to struggle. Moving some tanks up here to try and intercept. Maybe pick off an artillery or two. Day 8 rolls in. And Shu is doing a pretty good job. Yeah, see here? She's not neither sad nor happy. So it doesn't spoil the end result of the match anymore. You guys were complaining about that. But I was able to fix it. But yeah, as you can see, things are not looking great for me so far. Shu is already attacking me pretty heavily on the right side, moving his artillery into range as well. And man, look at all that infantry movement. My goodness. So many units. Oh my goodness. 38 units to 22, but I almost have my Lady Luck ready. I do pop my Lucky Star. And I decide to go for a bit of a counterattack. Boom. So I was pretty happy about this counterattack. I was able to take out his artillery, which delays his capping of my base. And just to add insult to injury, I plonked on a mega tank on this base, telling Shu that you're not getting this. And furthermore, he didn't block my black boat. So now, my black boat will be able to get the airport, which is huge. He hasn't even made an attempt to get his airport yet. And in fact, I don't think he'll be able to because he has to build a black boat from here and send it like all the way over here. So it will take him a long time. So this is very good for me. I'm able to delay his attack on my base. And furthermore, I also will be able to get the airport. So that is like one of the things that I have going in my advantage right now. Like I will get battlecopters and bombers. He'll have to build anti-air out of his bases instead of vehicles, which is actually going to be really good for me. So far, it's I would actually say that this is a very good situation for me. If I can only take his base now and hold my own, that's going to be very good for me. All right, let's bring up the giant Sensei backpack, or whatever you want to call it. He loves his backpack. All right, so of course my opponent is still doing a valiant job of attacking here. But I think he's overextending a little bit. But there we go. Copter command comes in. And now he has 46 units. And just a stream of infantry coming in. And here we go. He finally starts to build rockets. I was kind of waiting for this. Because this is what Sensei really needs to do. He needs rockets in high funds. Because he has a lot of infantry. He actually pulls back. So, day 10 rolls in. And I just decide to pick up some free infantry. And I start to focus my assault on this base right here. Even moving my mega tank, I mean, there's nothing he really has that can challenge it. And I have to kill some infantry, so... You know, I'm just taking free shots whenever I can. Trying to get this property over here in the top lefts. And here I'm actually kind of cleaning up a lot of his vehicles, even taking a bit of a shot here. I don't really know why I did this. I thought maybe I'd be able to deal 2 HP of damage. But I'm getting the airport, and that is honestly really good for me. Day 10 rolls in. You can see he's not really able to deal a lot of damage to my mega tank at all. I have my power ready now. But he's doing a good job picking off my infantry. Moving 2 artillery down here to try and protect his base. And you can see he's slowly starting to build up his rocket forces here. So, building up a big wall here. Obviously, I can't attack into this. But he is capturing my property over here. And he is going to have a significant lead if I don't do something here. Even attacking my vehicles with this infantry. That's pretty smart. Alright, day 11 rolls in. I do decide to pop my lucky star once again. Let's see what I'm able to do with it. Start capping the airport. Repair my Neo-tank with a black boat. And I decide to go in hard and try to do as much damage as I can. Getting some good rolls with the infantry. Getting some one-shots, which I'm pretty happy about. 2 recons. And I'm actually dealing quite a lot of damage to him this turn. Of course, I'm also charging up his power meter, which may or may not be great. But I decided to clean up like a bunch of infantry on the left-hand side here. I figured, you know, why not? Like, if he's going to withdraw here, I'm just going to pick off as many infantry as I can in this area. And I build another mega tank just to add insult to injury. Telling him basically, you want to try and take my base? It's going to be rough for you. Of course, I have done some slight mistakes. I should have probably worked more on blocking his cities. Because, as you can see, his airborne assault is about to come in here. And superpower is ready. He moves up his cities and he pops his mechs. They don't spawn in every city, I believe. Actually, no, not in this city right here. So in case you don't know, I think how airborne assault works is that it spawns in the top left built cities first, and then I think it goes like this. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it goes like this. But there's definitely some prio, I think, on what cities get spawned first. So he didn't spawn a mech here, even though he would have loved to have a mech here. But of course, he does get some attacks with his mechs on my vehicles, which is kind of annoying to deal with. And just look at this little sea of infantry just rolling out. I mean, that is absolutely crazy. The replay viewer is kind of struggling a little bit, as is my sound add-on. So again, enjoy the Sensei backpack. Oh. So I finally get my airport. And he's actually kind of pushing me back here a little bit in the bottom left. Tried to kill his infantry, I fail. And here I'm feeling a little bit threatened in the bottom right. It seems like he's shifting some vehicles down here. But I still see a lot of opportunity to just clean up around his northern base. And I'm even bringing down my mega tank and I destroy his black boat. Yeah, mega tanks actually one-shot black boats. So just kill him. And I didn't want that black boat blow to slip through and get to his airport, because there's one thing I don't want to deal with in this situation. It's Sensei battlecopters. But his artillery is left open, which I'm pretty happy about. I send a recon over here to deal with these guys. And I just build a lot more recons, because recons is definitely what you want in this scenario. So day 12 rolls in, slight income advantage for my opponent, but I'm still liking my positioning right here, because there's no way he can kill this yet. He's finally building mega tanks of his own. And he's still doing a good job interrupting my caps around this area. Even attacking me over here. But he's playing defensive now, because I'm kind of converging both of my forces to attack his northern base. And it's going to hurt pretty badly for him if he's not careful. Now, he's moving in his medium tanks and his artillery, but even the rockets don't do that much damage against mega tanks. I mean, just look at this. Look at this. If they're on an actually base, it's like 2 HP of damage per turn. So it's going to take him a while to kill the mega tank on the base. He needs a lot more than just one rocket. But still, it still feels like I'm just facing a mosquito swarm of infantry and mechs. And I am. Shu builds another rocket. So right now, my game plan is to try and take this base from him and try to hold on to this base for as long as possible. I build a transport copter. And I pop my lucky star once again as I go in on the attack. I attack with this mega tank. Boom! Brings it down to 2 HP. This is what Nell does so well. In comes the recon. And boom, I get the base, and I plonk my Neo-Tank down on his base. This base can no longer produce units, and there's no way he's going to be able to get it off there. So I am now successfully locked down his base in the center. Now all I need to do is delay his capping of my base for as long as possible. The longer I can do that, the better I do. Recon against medium tank, booyah, brings it down to 2 HP. This is why I love Nell. However, I do a crucial mistake here. I don't block this property, and I also need to block. Let's see if I remember to block some properties here. No, I decided to go for the kills. Yeah, okay, I decided to go for the mech. I don't know if that's a good idea. I think I should have blocked this property right here, honestly. Yeah, I need to block more of his properties, because there's going to be... mechs are going to be coming out there. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. He moves his medium tank away, moves his infantry away. Yeah, there we go. 50 mechs. He hits the unit limit. But look at his time. He's got 6 minutes left on the clock. But yeah, this is gonna hurt. There's a lot of mechs entering the battlefield. Now he's gonna surround my base and place rockets on the outside there. But man, his mechs hurt so badly. Luckily, there's nothing he can do to really get this Neo-Tank off his base. So as long as I can clean up these mechs, things should be looking okay for me. But yeah, just a mosquito swarm of Sensei infantry just charging over. And now things are getting a little scary, because now there's a mega tank threatening my base. And I really have to hurry up and capture his base already so I can start producing. Oop, sorry about that. I skipped a turn. So, I get the transport copter. I use my mega tank to kill his medium tank. And I still haven't captured... well, I'm actually capturing a lab here. I still need to capture a lot of these infantry over here, so I really need more infantry. This is why Sensei has such an advantage. He doesn't really need to build infantry. He can just build vehicles, and his infantry count stayed high. And he's also kind of threatening me down in the bottom right base here. But I'm doing what I can to resist this. I have 2 mega tanks around my base right now. Problem is, I don't have any infantry to take this base. I just have to block it for now. I have to get more infantry up here. So here I'm sending my transport copter to try and get these 2 properties. But I can also try and snag the airport if there's a clear path to it. But that's going to be hard to do because he's got so many infantry here. And infantry infantry can definitely target, or infantry can shoot down T-copters, so you gotta be very careful about that. Shu picks off my Mega Tank. It looks kind of bleak for this base right now. He's got rockets in range of it and a Mega Tank, so... And the Neo Tanks are even getting taken down by mechs. So the Sensei Mosquito Swarm is gonna start to descend on me in a big way now. And he's just very hard to mop up around here. It's just picking off a lot of my units. But I do have my Lady Luck now. He's even shooting a little bit of my transport copter to weaken it, sending his mechs down to reinforce his base. And he builds a battleship. Very well done. If he places this battleship here, he can lock down the base. Sensei battleships obviously not great, but with the comm tower, they function as normally, only 10% weaker. So yeah, I'm feeling it right now. I decided to pop my Lucky Star, not my Lady Luck, even though I have my Lady Luck. I just want the 10% defense, and I just want the luck. So I'm okay with this. I even built a second transport copter right here instead of a battlecopter because I realize I need to transport infantry over here. But I finally do get some battlecopters out. So, not a great Lucky Star, honestly, but I wanted the passive defense boosts to try and keep my Mega Tank alive. At this point, I'm just stalling for time. And I just have so much cleanup that I need to do. Here, I decided it's impossible to try and go for the airport because there's so many mechs blocking my path. I might as well just try to grab these two cities right here, which I don't think he has a good way of interrupting that right now. His rockets are not going to get in range in time. And I build a battleship right here on the port because, you know, might as well try to use it to interrupt some of these caps. So my opponent turn rolls in. Look at his time right now. It's less than 4 minutes on the clock. But he has so many artillery, and sadly, he's able to bring my Mega Tank down to 5 HP, and he kills it. So, my base goes down. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't have the firepower for that. I would have happily deleted my Mega Tank and built a new one. I was hoping my defense would prevent that. So now he's moving in his battleship, and it's getting pretty close to locking down my base. Keep in mind he didn't put it here, because, fun fact, Mega Tanks against battleships, especially with Nell powers, it's actually pretty hilarious. Look at that. It's more than... Come on, game. It's more than 0. Do I have to put it on a shoal or something? What? Really? It doesn't show Mega Tank damage against... Wait, is it out of ammo? Oh, this Mega Tank is out of ammo. That's why it doesn't work. Let me find a Mega Tank that's not out of ammo. I guess I'll just manually select one. Yeah, look at that. 54 to 113%. And if I have my Lucky Star or Lady Luck, actually it doesn't really matter that much, honestly. It's just more max damage. But yeah, if I pop my Luck Power and I attack his battleship, then it's a good chance I kill it, which is why he didn't place it here. So very smartly done by him. Very smartly done by him. It seems whenever I bring up the move planner, it seems the sound bugs out. So something I hope that Twiggy will be able to fix. Oh my god, it's more Copter Command. But look at his timer. He's got 2 minutes left. And he already has this... I think he has another power too. Yeah, because he saved his power up. So that's just wonderful. So just still being on unit cap. At this point, I'm starting to get a little desperate. Starting to get a little bit desperate because I'm like, okay, I have airports. But at this point... I'm like, oh man, if I could only get this airport, that would be really, really cool. I do have my battleship, which is shooting on him, but he just has so many units. And I still don't have that many infantry around here. I need to get more infantry up here. But at least now my battlecopters are starting to come in, which is good. He's already built an anti-air, though, in anticipating this. Finally, my transports are coming online a little bit. I just gotta take this. I need to take this property right here. It's so important to do that. And I'm also bringing up an APC to try and resupply my Mega Tank so it can attack his battleship if it moves over here. But of course, I'm doing another crucial mistake here. I forgot to block this city. And this is actually going to cost me. Because right now, he gets a great idea. He starts to reduce his own unit count, as you can see right here. He's going for a lot of suicides. And not only that, I think he's also... Yeah, he's combining units together. He realizes he needs to bring his unit count low enough to spawn an infantry in this city. So he combines units together as much as he can. And he reduces his unit count all the way down to 34 before popping. But he still doesn't get the infantry in this city. He still doesn't get the infantry in this city. I was so happy when I saw this. I was like, oh my god, I thought for sure he'd get it. So that means that I can start capturing the city next turn. But he's smart. He's combining every single infantry that he has. Because he doesn't need unit count right now. He needs money. And look at that. He has 80,000 funds in the bank. And he builds a second battleship. This is so disgusting. So here, day 17 rolls in. I pop my lucky star once again. I get this property on the middle island. He's still very much ahead of me on income, though, 52,000 to 34,000. And I decide to send in my battleship to try and one-shot this. I really cannot let him get any more properties. I have to try and stop him. Keep in mind, on day 30, the map will end. And whoever has the more properties will win. So I'm still thinking I can do something because I have this bomber. And it's like, you know, I have airports pumping out bombers every single turn, which is definitely going to give me an advantage, but I'm moving back. I'm resupplying my mega tank. This is a move that I think was probably one of my biggest mistakes of the match. So here, I really should have... What I should have done... Let me see. Let me see. Okay, just pause right now, or just watch this. Why is this a mistake? Moving my mega tank back like this. Why is this a massive mistake? Because this allows him to put his battleship here and lock down my base. I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I decided to put my mega tank all the way back there. I should have put it on... I should have moved... So, I should have moved my APC up. Plunk the mega tank down on this city. It doesn't matter if he shoots on it. It's not going to do that much damage. That locks his battleship out of going here, which means I will get this base next turn. If I can get this base, there's still hope for this match, I think. But I do the great mistake. I move the mega tank back. And now he's just combining units together now. And because I moved my mega tank away, he's now also using rockets to attack my battleship. Now he can place his second battleship right here. And now he's locked down my base. But it's even worse than that, ladies and gentlemen. He has another copter command. And he deletes units! He's deleting his own units, and he gets the call. I forgot to block this stupid city. I was so mad. I was like, no! No, I was gonna get the base. I was gonna get the base, and then he got this copter command, and I forgot to block his city. I was so mad. I was so mad. I was like, oh my goodness. But look at his time. He's playing on increment right now. So he's really struggling to move all of his units. That's the only reason. I mean, he builds a carrier. This is actually so beautiful. I thought he was BMing me, but this is actually a great buy. Because now he can zone out my bomber from attacking his battleships. My first bombers do start to come online right now, but it's just not good enough. My battleship is trying desperately to fight off a sea of rockets as his mega tank is descending on my bottom right base. I build my second bomber. I built so many bombers. I'm like, okay, surely if I just keep spitting out bombers, I might be able to do something here, right? But I'm just not able to get my infantry up here to capture these damn properties. Day 18 rolls in. Mega tank versus battleship. Rockets doing a lot of damage to me right here. Battleship now zoning up my mega tank. At this point, I am kind of inhaling copium as he is starting to apply a lot of pressure to the the bottom right base. And look at all the units that he has just swarming over the battleship. It doesn't matter that he's playing on increment. He doesn't need to move all of his units at this point. Now he has his carriers locking down his the battleship position, so I can't really attack them. He builds a cruiser to protect the carrier and a missile. He really doesn't want my bombers to kill his battleships. So I pop my lucky star and I go for one last valiant attempt. I tried to kill his mega tank and it kind of works. I use my bomber to take out his anti-air, but there's still... If I could take down this anti-air as well, would have maybe been a little bit scary for him. But sadly, I do not. I build yet another bomber and I attack with all my air units. And this time around, I remember to place a goddamn unit on the city. But of course, he has battleships that can shoot it away, so... Yeah, at this point, the battle is really lost. I'm just kind of playing for copium's sake right now. So he's just laying wastes to my bases right here. Animations are lagging a little bit at this point, so let me just fix that real quick. There we go. But yeah, it's right at this point, he is just brutally killing all my units. Builds a black boat, kills my infantry, even attacked my battlecopter with his infantry, not even popping his powers. I tried to do some cute bomber shenanigans by like locking down his anti-air, but he has an anti-air right here, so it's not really gonna work. And I'm looking at this like, is there any way I can still win it? I'm not getting this base, so probably not. I was kind of sad. I was wondering if maybe I could put a unit on top here, but I failed to do it. But he kills my transport. Anti-air comes in. Now the black boat is coming in on the position as well. And my bottom right base falls as well. At this point, it is definitely Jover. More copter command comes in just to add insult to injury. Look at all these units. Oh. And at this point, I do believe man, I kept playing for a while, didn't I? I must have really been high on copium. My goodness. Mangs, resign already. You've lost. I guess I really just wanted to keep this going for a while. But yeah, there's absolutely no way you're gonna come back from this. Like, look at Sensei's positions. Yeah, now he's killing all my bombers, moving in his rockets. And if this isn't Jover, I don't know what is Jover. But I'm pretty sure this is the turn I resign. There you go. Nope, nope. I activate Lucky Star and then I resign. There we go. So that was a pretty wild match. Pretty wild live match. And he had 14 seconds left on his timer, by the way. That was the only reason I kept playing, was I hoped he would make massive mistakes. Here's the thing. I actually think I had a good shot at beating him. So I think I actually had a very good shot at beating him. And I think around this part of the game. So here's the thing. I think he got very good luck rolls here. Because if you actually look at his rockets against my mega tank, we take a look at some of the damage calculators right here. 15 to 20. So he's got 2 mega tanks. Or sorry, he's got 2 rockets and 1 artillery. Actually, maybe it wasn't so lucky. Just want to take a look at this turn that he did, because he dealt 1 HP, 2 HP. Yeah, I think if this one dealt 1 HP. So I think there could have been a small chance for him not to take this down. 48 to 55, probably he would have done it anyway. So maybe I shouldn't have built a mega tank. But I definitely think that around day 17 or so, there was a small opportunity. Like here, this is the crucial turn right here, because I think in this situation, what I should have done is I should have, first and foremost, blocked the city. It wouldn't have been hard. I could have used the... what should I use to block the city? Probably the tank, I think. Or what should I have used, actually? I could have... what I could have done is I could have transported an infantry... actually, yeah, I could have transported this in... No, wow. It's actually kind of hard. I would have to forego this cap, maybe? Because I need this mega tank just to show you what I mean here. Let's open the move planner a little bit, shall we? So not perfectly sized to the screen. Sorry about that. But I think what I needed to do is I needed to put this mega tank on here. So I needed to move my APC up, supply, move the mega tank over here, capture, and then I think I probably would have needed to forgo this cap, transport the infantry up here, and then probably move this infantry to capture here, use this battlecopter to block this city, and then probably use the battleship to interrupt here. And then maybe move, like, the battlecopter up here. And then I think, honestly, what I should have done in this situation is to move the transport copter and try to get this airport. And maybe starting to build bombers out here. And I think if I have done it this, he would not have been able to move his battleship in here. He probably would have just shelled my mega tank, but it can kind of handle that. And if I can just, like, capture all the yellow properties and block them off properly, you know, maybe boost my infantry like this. I think maybe this match would have gone a little differently if I had been able to lock down this base and start producing units from it. I really do think that. It would still be a very hard match, but if I eventually could get like an infantry up here and take over this airport and start producing like double bomber battlecopters from this I think I could have probably pressured his position here pretty heavily. Maybe even taken his base. He would have taken my base eventually, but yeah. Let me know in the comment section if you think that I had a small chance to beat him. Keep in mind, he's soon playing on increment from this position, so he would be forced to make very bad moves. So it'd be interesting to... Oh, I would love to go back and like replay the match from this point and see if there was a chance for me to win. I think I had a small chance of victory, but it would have been a tough one either way. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this wild matchup. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!